joined by Nomore, and he is a dynamic communication specialist and multimedia journalist at Business Beat. You're so welcome, Mr. Nomore. Could you tell us more
Thank
about
you.
what inspired you to go that direction?
Okay. Let me start by reintroducing myself again. My name is Nomore Kudzedzereka, and I'm a writer um, slash journalist. So I deal with communications and that sort of thing. So I'm a writer for a Pan African entrepreneurship magazine. And it's been quite a good journey. I've come across a lot of stuff. I've learned a lot. I've met a lot of people. But what drew me into this journey was a deep curiosity about how ideas turn into impact. You know, I have always been fascinated by the raw energy of entrepreneurship. You know, how someone can start with nothing but an idea and turn it into a business that solves real problems. So, writing about entrepreneurship lets me step into the minds of bold thinkers, you know, risk takers, and change makers. So, has the potential to inspire someone else to start, pivot, or persist. That's powerful. So is also is someone juggling side hustles. I've seen firsthand how difficult it is to build something from scratch. You know, that perspective made me even more passionate about using my writing. Yeah, that's all me.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing. I love how you describe entrepreneurs as risk takers because in this African continent, there are so many unknowns. We are trying to change the situation by moving people from the lack of technology to teaching them about technology, information, and now AI because technology is changing so fast, and yet the education is a bit slow. So being in business takes a lot of grit, and I love the way you said it. It has required you to have a lot of grit to come this far. But also the businesses that you have interviewed have demonstrated this. Could you highlight for us one specific business that really inspired you as you are interviewing them, and what is it is that the people that are viewing could take away from it?
Okay. So thank you for that question. So the most interesting part of this journey is discovering the untold stories. So I can give a good example about this other lady. She's uh, she's from Tanzania, in fact. She set up a business. She focuses much on agribusiness.
Mhm.
You know, she's into the tech side. You know, she's like leading a quiet revolution. Those quiet revolutions that are happening in unexpected places. So she started off quite with a small portion of funds, but right now she's getting a lot of like a lot of people knocking on the doors. She's getting into these accelerator programs. She's getting funding, and like recently she launched some tools, some agribusiness tools, some soil testing tools, and she's doing quite well. So whether it's a young innovator turning waste into fashion in a small township, or a tech founder building fintech tools for informal traders, I'm constantly amazed by the originality and agency behind these ventures. So another highlight is the access I get.
Mhm.
You know, sitting down with founders. You know, sitting down with founders like policy thinkers and investors. I get to witness trends before they go mainstream.
Yeah.
So I have learned that innovation is not always flashy. Sometimes it's about solving hyper local problems in practical ways. So that local genius, that contextual creativity, that's what keeps me going.
Wow. I love the way you say this.
Yeah.
And I think also interacting with investors and founders is something unique to the business that you're bringing. What is one thing that you have learned from this interaction that you'd share to someone out there who probably wants to get into business or wants to get investment?
Hello, I can't get you. Can you repeat that again?
Sorry, I said based on your interaction with different investors and founders, what is that one piece of advice you'd give someone who's watching this and they would also love to be a founder or start a business?
Okay. That's actually a good question. Of all the more than 100 entrepreneurs that I have interviewed, and, people that I've been interacting with, the only thing that I ask them is, uh, what advice can you give to someone who wants to start maybe in this venture you are in? The answer is the same, is to just start. Whether you've got money or you don't,
Yeah.
just start.
Wow.
So, in fact, start yesterday.
Wow.
That's what people, and it's very true. I've come to acknowledge that because there's no time, so you have to start. That's the advice that I can give to anyone or someone who wants to venture into entrepreneurship or starting a business or
Wow.
something like that.
I totally resonate with that because we have so many entrepreneurs and they think that they need to first refine their idea, make it very perfect before they can begin. And that's really delaying the whole process because, like you said, if you start, then you can make as many mistakes as possible, learn from those mistakes, change, and bring up a better product.
Yeah,
That's incredible
yeah,
advice.
true, true.
So, in your journey,
Yeah. So,
what has been your biggest challenge that you've come across and how did you overcome it?
you know, this show is nice. It is come at the right time. In this journey, what has been the most challenging thing is I have been experiencing like burnout lately. And it's largely because I'm constantly stretched between multiple demanding roles. As a writer for an entrepreneurship magazine, I'm expected to stay ahead of trends. I'm expected to chase stories. I'm expected to interview entrepreneurs and produce insightful, well-researched content on tight deadlines. It's creative work, yes, but it also requires a lot of mental energy. It requires focus and emotional labor. So you can't fake inspiration, especially when writing for an audience that looks to you for credibility and value. So at the same time, I'm running these like side hustles, whether it's freelance projects, content consulting, or passion-driven business ideas. These commitments often bleed into my evenings and weekends.
Mm.
So it leaves little time to mentally disconnect or truly rest. So it's not just about being busy. It's about being mentally scattered, emotionally drained, and unable to switch off. Yeah. So I often find myself waking up already overwhelmed,
Yeah.
or feeling anxious when I haven't accomplished enough by, like, let's say by noon. So that constant state of pressure without adequate recovery time is where the burnout really is.
Wow. And that's really interesting because at Lila Haven, that's what we focus on. We realize that entrepreneurs go through a lot of stressful situations. And so we provide that mindset
Sure.
coaching for entrepreneurs like you that are experiencing burnout. If you jump on a call, we go through whatever is the source of that, like you've shared what that source is, and then we come up with a plan together in how to combat the anxiety, how to combat the burnout. So I'll definitely be happy to walk along the journey with you as well as you come out stronger. As we wind up, what is
Yeah.
one final thing that you would love anybody who's watching this to know?
Okay. One final thing that I would love people to know is it's just a statement. It's a statement towards founders, towards those who want to start something like their businesses and that kind of stuff. My message is when you start, keep reminding yourself why you started.
Wow.
Yeah,
Thank you
that's all.
so much. And thank you, everybody that has
Sure.
joined us on this live. Remember that when you start, keep reminding yourself of the reason why you started. Revisiting your goal is the key to keeping
Yeah,
you
sure.
on the road for the long haul. Thank you so much, Mr. Nomore, for joining us on this
Yeah,
live.
sure. Thank you. Thank you for having me on the
You're
show.
welcome.